Everyone asks me how I can do heavy weighted pull-ups like this. It starts with 3 simple steps. If you can't do a pull-up, watch this. When I first began training, I could never do pull-ups. I clearly remember struggling to do even just 2 pull-ups. I was always wondering why I was so weak. But with consistency and practicing very specific things, I unlocked my first 5 to 10 pull-ups in no time and can now do variations way more difficult. I've been training for 10 years. I've learned and tried many things over them years, and today I've put together the 3 most important things for you to unlock your first 10 pull-ups even faster than I did. You'll be surprised at how simple it is. So firstly, I'm going to give you 2 exercises, and then I'm going to give you the final piece to tie everything together. On top of that, I'll then give you a bonus blueprint of what exactly to do when you get in the gym. The first exercise you need to practice is lat pull downs. Make sure you're doing this with perfect form. Some people excessively lean back, they rock their body to help pull the bar down. That's not correct form. You want to make sure that if you are rocking, it's only very minimal. Make sure you grip the bar shoulder width, not too wide, not too narrow. There's time and places for those type of grips, but that's not what we're working with today. And then make sure the bar starts above your head and you pull it all the way down in line with your chest. Focus on pulling your elbows down and into your side and not outwards. So why are we practicing lat pull downs? This is a perfect move that simulates the pull-up. The only difference is that instead of pulling your whole body weight, you're pulling much smaller amounts. So if you think about it, over time, this should get your lats used to pulling heavier and heavier loads until eventually you can pull your own body weight. And then even more than that. The second exercise is Australian pull-ups. Make sure when you're doing this, you're engaging your core to keep your body straight and locked out, and pull the bar into your lower chest. Australian pull-ups are like doing push-ups on your knees, right? It's an easy alternative and it will help build your endurance and gradually build you up to the real thing. Now the third and final point that's going to help you unlock your pull-ups is progressive overload. Simply put, you need to make your exercises harder every time you come to the gym. I have a video talking specifically about this that will be linked in the description. So every time you go into the gym, you need to do 1 more rep or increase the weight or intensity by 1. So tying everything together with the first point I mentioned in this video, with lat pull downs, I want you to go in and do 2 sets of 10 reps. Not 3 sets, not 4 sets, not 5 sets, 2 sets. Why only 2 sets? We'll touch more on that later on in the video. 10 reps is by no means exclusively training for endurance, but it is a fair middle ground between training for strength, hypertrophy, which is just muscle growth, and endurance. So every time you go into the gym, increase the weight by 1 only if you complete all reps consecutively and with perfect form. Now I didn't say it has to be easy, right? A lot of people think only when it feels easy and it doesn't feel hard can I really increase the weight. No, right? You can struggle. You can really struggle and have it feel immensely difficult. But if 7 reps is clean and then the last 3 are slightly less clean, it doesn't matter. Increase the weight a little bit more next time you get into the gym. If you're always waiting for an exercise to feel easy, it likely won't feel easy for a long time because you're not pushing your body. From my personal experience, the way exercises start to feel much easier and you start breezing through it is by constantly pushing your body to work harder and harder, and then trying what you used to do in the past and realizing how easy it is now. And then going back into the second point that I made in this video, doing the Australian pull-ups. With that, I want you to do 2 sets of 20 reps. And with this one, we are training for more endurance so our muscles don't get fatigued as quickly. Every time you're in the gym, drop the level of the barbell by 1 if you can consecutively do the 20 reps. Again, it doesn't have to feel easy. Keep dropping it until you can't go any lower. There'll be a point where you're virtually touching the floor, your feet are slipping out from underneath you, and you just can't go any lower, and then keep it there and slowly increase the reps. When you're setting up the barbell for the Australian pull-ups, make sure you put some plates on the side just so the barbell doesn't accidentally slip out from above you. And now for the bonus, the blueprint. The fastest way to get any move down is to train for it every single time you go to the gym. This isn't training for it 7 days a week, but if you're in for 4 days, you train it for 4 days. Now it's important that you don't overtrain it and try and practice it 6 or 7 days a week, because your body needs the time to recover your muscles so they can come back stronger. If you're training every single day, your body isn't going to have enough time to properly recover. But anyways, the blueprint. Every time you're in the gym, this is what I want you to do. After you've warmed up properly, go to the pull-up bar and practice to see how many pull-ups you can do. Just one set. Make sure when you're doing pull-ups, your grip is about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Not too wide, not too narrow. Again, those have their time and places, but that's not what we're working with today. Make sure you engage your core and you're not so relaxed that you've got a bend in your back. Keep your core nice and tight. Pull yourself up until the chin is above the bar, and then go down until your arms are almost fully locked out. The thing is that you have to practice the exact thing you want to be able to do, even if you can't do it. It's that simple. Even if you're doing a completely unrelated body part that day, I want you to go to that pull-up bar and practice. Because if there's any time you're gonna unlock the pull-ups, this is when you're gonna see it. When you're the freshest as soon as you've entered the gym. The second thing I want you to do is then go and do your 2 sets of lat pull downs. You can do a warm-up set if you want, something extremely light, 10 reps or so, and then go straight into the heavy sets. And then after that, the third thing I want you to do is go and do your 2 sets of the Australian pull-ups. And then you can continue with whatever it is you plan to train that day. Why do I say only 2 sets? Because it's sustainable. It's as simple as that. Sure, you could make more progress if you've done more sets, but you're more likely to consistently do a routine that takes less than 15 minutes compared to one that takes 30 minutes or more. And that's what I value, right? I value consistency. If I was starting again, that's exactly what I would do. If the 2 sets are so easy that you want to do more, that's a good thing. Don't push yourself and do more now though. Save that excess fuel, save that energy, save that motivation, and slowly use it over the following days, weeks, months, consistently. Right? Slow and steady beats being overzealous. You want to take the quote unquote longer route that's going to result in more consistent progress. The 3 things I shared in this video won't work effectively unless you also do what I share in this video right here. Subscribe to my channel if this helped.